Woo, another day, everybody. I'm here at Dodging Deer with Hidden Hollow Loft. Oh, you fell over. That's going to be a pain in the butt. Let's see, I made it like that today. All right, here we go. I have not developed a good system to hold this phone yet, but you get the gist of it. You can see what I see out here over top the hood, the windshield wiper. I see the same thing. Main thing is what goes on beyond that, and that's what's out here in the street in front of me. It rained last night, thunderstorms came through, so I imagine the deer probably hunkered down pretty well. Today, I imagine they're going to be out in the fields. They're going to be on the edge of the roads. They're going to be getting in my way. Let's hope not, because I'm running really late. Really late. It's harder and harder to get ready every morning for some odd reason. Getting old. My back was hurting yesterday so bad. I almost had to leave work early, but I didn't. I stayed long enough to finish what I needed to finish. To do what I needed to finish. Look, here's the first deer right here on the right hand side. I'm sure y'all see it. There's two of them right there. See them? Look, there's two. Get out of the road. Get out of the road. This is right here in my neighborhood. So that's two so far this morning. I told you they're going to be out in droves. And then you got this field up here, and you got a cat coming across the field on the right hand side, if you see that. So I'm out here in West Virginia. There's always something exciting going on out here. Let's see. Look at this windshield. The moisture in the morning is so bad that it keeps making my windshield wet as I drive through it. It'll hopefully dry up here soon. We'll just have to deal with that for a few minutes. All right, now I can't see out my window because let's go anyway. Hope nobody runs into me at 100 miles an hour. We're good. Oh, here we go again. Yeah. It's hard to do this while I'm driving. Bear with me, everybody. There. So I've been sitting around thinking about a few things. And one of the things I think about a lot is there's a lot of conservatives, a lot of independents that are mad about a lot of things that are going on today. I'm not going to say Democrats, I'm not going to say Republicans, because if you put yourself in those classes, all you're doing is saying that you're for one side or the other. And being one side of the government or the other side of the government is still pulling for one side of the government. Being independent as I am, I've always looked at things the way I see them and make my own decision, and I don't follow anybody. So you've got Democrats, you got Republicans. They're fighting against each other all the time, which has never made sense to me, for the fact that any company in this world that is going to do well is going to have a group of people starting from the top all the way down to the bottom. They're all working for one goal, and that is to make that company prosper so that everybody is successful and everybody does well. When you've got the Democrats or Republicans working for the one company, which is basically the United States, going against each other all the time, nothing ever gets done. As you saw, Trump came in, Trump was trying to get things done, but the Democrats fought him all the way, wouldn't vote for nothing, wouldn't go along with nothing, trying to impeach him every time he turned around and tried to get him removed from office. All the scandals like Russia, all that stuff that came out to be not true, lasted until the last day of his presidency and ended with the insurrection of January 6th, where us people, a lot of people just finally stood up because we knew. If Trump would have said, do this or done that, they would have done it. Granted, I wanted to be there myself. But one of the biggest problems with people like me, people like you, is that we're at work. Most of us have homes, families, cars, food bills, all kinds of stuff that we have to take care of, because unlike a lot of people that set up in a lot of these cities that don't have to worry about transportation costs, don't have to worry about automobiles or fuel costs or a lot of this stuff, and there's so many people that during the coronavirus incident that were getting paid to stay home, they had nothing better to do than go out, protest, burn things down, destroy things left and right. While us, most of us, were essential. We had no choice. My boss, he told us we had to be at work every day. And we were working in some of the most dangerous places. We were working in healthcare departments, hospitals, medical centers. We were up there. We were the ones putting all these barriers up to keep people from breathing on each other, that were separating people from each other. We were the ones putting that stuff up. We were building those in these hospitals, in these medical centers, in these doctors' offices, left and right. It was terrible. It was very dangerous, and people were coming in there sick. They were around us the whole time. And it's funny how really none of us got sick. In my company where I was working at the time, the only people that got sick were the higher ups, the ones sitting in the office. Look, they're going to pass me. I'm doing 45. The higher up people, the ones sitting in the offices making all the big deals, they were the only ones getting sick. Us guys on the road that were actually working in these places, we weren't getting sick. I got sick, but I think I had the flu. I don't believe one bit that I actually had the coronavirus. My wife did. She got sick, and they said she had it. But, you know, they were telling everybody they had it. You get hit by a car, all of a sudden, you know, you had the coronavirus. That's what killed you, not the car. Funny things like that. We're sitting here, like me right now, going to work. First thing in the morning is 6:23 a.m., and I had to be at work by 7. And I'm rolling across West Virginia, going into Virginia. And I'd like to say at least some of the most dangerous back roads that there is, because it's just a matter of time before I hit a deer. Today may be the day. Getting ready to go through my favorite spot where the deer are always at every morning. But there's so much corruption. Like Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, both of them are part of this gas company in China. And they're the ones that are selling our oil reserves off to China through them. If that ain't corruption, I don't know what is. Just like they all have stake in electric cars stuff. There are so many different things that are going on right now. And everyone in the government knows it. All the people know it. We know it. We all know what's going on, but nobody does nothing. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, groups like that, they're out here protesting all the time against things that they feel are unjust. And here we are watching the most corrupt things going on against the American people. And we ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing but talking junk right now. Oh, man. Talking junk right now about every bit of it. What do? And they know we know. They love to tell that, oh, well, the American people, they don't disagree. They say this stuff all the time, but they're just telling that so that the regular American people think, oh, well, everybody else thinks it's okay, so I guess I should think it's okay, you know, because we're sheep. We're sheep. They don't take us seriously, and now they're creating new gun laws that ain't going to change the thing. The gun laws that they're coming up with aren't going to change the thing. The only ones that have guns that you need to worry about are criminals and psychopaths. They are the ones that are doing all the damage out here, and they're the ones that we, the American people, the decent American people, that's the whole reason we need guns, to protect ourselves from them fools. Because when they have guns, oh, made it through this whole corner without a deer. When they have guns and we don't, it means our lives are at stake. Means that we are going to be victims. It's funny, all the people that want to take away our guns have guards taking care of them and their families. They don't have to worry about it. And at the same time, they don't have to worry about fuel prices either, because the government pays for all their fuel. The government usually gives them houses. They gives them, all these people that work in the government, free health care that is a lot better than the health care that you pay for. They get everything. Forever. You become part of the government, political party, you get health care the rest of your life. Just like the VA, but look at the health care the VA gets. Them guys, they'd rather watch them die before they take care of them. All right, get over in your lane, buddy. Here's where I seen that baby deer yesterday. I don't see him out here this morning. I don't see nothing. So far, it's been pretty quiet. That's due to change any moment. Yeah, I just think it's funny that all this corruption is all over the news. Well, you know, the right news channels anyway. You can find a lot of good stuff on YouTube. A lot of good news channels on YouTube. There's only so many. There's so many channels on TV or cable that give you good news data. And my thing is, when it comes to watching like Fox News or CNN, is it's almost like the government. You've got two channels working against each other, and they never accomplish anything, because where one says it's bad, the other one says, oh, this is what we should do. This is what America does. This is our democracy. Democracy is one thing, but have you ever thought about our republic? Yeah. If democracy is anything like Democrats, you know it's bad. But if our republic is anything like the Republicans, well, that's bad too. I don't trust any of them, and I don't blame it. I don't blame you if you don't either. How can you? You watch what they do. They fight back and forth, making it look like they're doing the best for us. They're just doing the best for themselves. Politicians make great salary. They get a lot of perks. They get treated very well. They get power. They can make decisions that have a lot to do with us. They make decisions that determine what we can and can't do, and how we can and can't do it. Meanwhile, they're sitting up there doing whatever the hell they want, because you can't tell them nothing. Ain't nobody else going to say a word, because they're doing it too. The whole government's corrupt. And it's not going to change until we, the people, actually get together and do something about it. My biggest part, one of my biggest worries is I have friends that have kids in the military. I wonder what they're training them kids to do. Because I know, the military is woke now. So it's like they're going to get to the point where we're going to have a war. And they're like, wait a minute, I can't shoot him because he's black. Or I can't shoot her because she's a girl. I can't shoot him because he's transgender. It'll be racist, and I don't want to be a bigot. And it's never going to end well. And they can't bring back the draft just for one thing. Because everybody would sue the government because it violates their rights. There's no reason in heck these days that we should have a war that costs people their lives. You can do too much with a computer nowadays. You can do too much with a lot of things that would keep people from having to get killed. You could press a bomb and put a nuclear bomb thousands of miles away with these nuclear missiles we have now, and end it all right there. But the bad thing is, the people that are being affected and the people that are being killed from these wars are citizens. They're the ones that had nothing to do with this. They're they're joining the armies, and for free healthcare for life, and to do the right thing. In the meantime, they're being taught to kill. You're getting a job that most likely, sooner or later, the whole point of being there is to kill somebody else. So basically, everyone in the military could be essential murderers if you think about it. You're going to have to go to another country, or they're going to come to your country and kill somebody that you don't even know, that is probably, in the same position you are, thinking you're protecting your country, or you're protecting, the rights. It's like all the rights that we have fought for our whole life. When the only war we've ever had that has actually protected America and our rights was the American-Britain War back in the day, where we fought against Britain for our freedom. I mean, we've got our freedoms now. Going to Afghanistan or Iraq or into these places and killing people, that changes nothing. Changes nothing. There's not a war that I've seen in my lifetime that has ever benefited America. The American citizen, anyway. We never went to Iraq, stole all their fuel, brought it back, and gave it to all. Oh, look, America, you get free gas because we overpowered another country and took their shit. Doesn't happen. So far, it's been an uneventful morning, but things could change at any given second. I don't trust the government. I don't trust a lot of things that are going on these days. I don't know if you do, but if you do, you have a lot more faith in them than I do. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but they have not done anything for me. Every year, before we can re-register our vehicles, we have to pay tax on our house, we have to pay tax on our vehicles, and we have some nice vehicles. We have to pay taxes on everything that we already paid tax on when we bought it in the first place. My tax for my vehicle was embedded in the cost of my truck, that I make my truck payment every month. And part of that is the tax on the truck that I have to pay every year to the state for the same truck. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, how much money does somebody need? When I sit back and watch these millionaires and billionaires have all this money and they keep trying to keep getting more money, I'm like, why? You can't spend all that money. There's no reason to have all that money. You give me $1 million, you'll never see me out here in this world again. I will be so tucked up somewhere, just sitting somewhere with a little house surrounded by nothing, and I will just live my life just chilling out. That's what I would do. And granted, we have it pretty good at the house, but we both work really hard. My wife works really hard. Running a business out of the house, it's tough. It's a lot of work. It's not easy running a dog boarding kennel business out of the house. Even though now we have pure power and heating and air conditioning in our new dog kennel and things like that, it's still a lot of work. From the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to sleep, we're breathing dogs. We're dealing with a lot of things. People ask me why I work. I said, I got to get out of that house. Them dogs drive me crazy. But it is what it is. Life is funny. The stuff that's going on today, I believe that most of the military, if it ever came down to it, most of the real military, the smart ones, that already know what's going on in this country and how we as the American citizens are being treated and being overrun, and all the treason that's being committed against us on a daily basis, that they would turn and stand with us. But I'll tell you what, there's more of us with weapons and ammunition than there is the military. The military might have some special weapons like missiles and who knows what they have now. But just like the people from Japan said back in the day, there would be a gun behind every blade of grass. I've got a couple myself. If it ever came down to it, there's many people in my age group that are willing to go down because we're tired of it. And we know we're not going to be here a lot longer. And we'd love to be part of it. Part of the group of people that actually turn the government around and change things. We don't need that many people telling us what to do. We don't need any corrupt people telling us what to do, more or less so many of them. And yet here we are. So when I say, what are you going to do about it? It's only because I know you ain't going to do nothing. I haven't done nothing. All I can do is sit on here and talk crap and tell y'all this is screwed up. We need to do something. Somewhere along the line, we need to do something. We, me, you, and the rest of us that believe that we're being screwed. Screwed bad. Treated wrong. And done wrong. While they keep getting millions and millions of dollars. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi is worth over $200 million and her salary is basically less than $200,000 a year, I mean, I know she's been doing this for 150 years, but she ain't saved every penny. As many houses as they own, especially all the crap she talked about DeSantis in Florida. And then what did she do? Yeah, she bought another house in Florida. Yeah, she did. But anyway, this is my rant. This is today. I'm sure I'll come up with something better tomorrow. I was thinking about it last night, what to talk about. And that's basically the only thing I could say is Y'all ain't gonna do nothing, and neither am I, until we do something. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm gonna go out here and get to work and try not to let my back get too beat up today on these loading docks, on these forklifts with no suspension. I hope y'all have a beautiful day.